Hello and welcome to all. What you are about to hear today is one of the finest examples of philanthropy. It is the moving story of a generous businessman and hotel owner in Florida, Harris Rosen, who single-handedly re-educated all the bandits in his neighborhood. Let's get started. Harris Rosen was born into a modest family in Manhattan in 1939, and graduated with a degree in hotel administration, before beginning his career as an employee of the Waldorf Astoria Hotel. Later, he became director of hotel planning at Walt Disney Company. After some time of loyal and brilliant service, he was dismissed in 1974 during the oil crisis. Using his savings of just $20,000, he acquired his first Quality Inn hotel in Orlando. Needy, patient, and full of ambition, he grows his hotel almost single-handedly, taking care of the catering, gardening, and security at the same time. And he manages to increase customer loyalty by offering very good prices to New England travel agents. So much so that today this hotel has become a prestigious hotel group, Rosen Hotel and Resorts. It currently includes 7 hotels in Orlando and more than 6,300 rooms. The value of this hotel business is estimated at approximately $500 million. But why are we so interested in this man's life? Harris Rosen is not just an investor who has made a fortune, but a man with a big heart. His philanthropic works have transformed the lives of thousands of young people in Florida whose futures were hopeless. He has given a chance back to a disenchanted youth addicted to drugs and violence. This altruism was motivated by Rosen's gratitude to God. He believed that he was very fortunate and that disadvantaged young people should benefit from it. These kids lived in the Tangelo Park area. Their living conditions were miserable. The community was mostly made up of gangs and delinquents. Crime, assaults, school dropouts were common. The residents of the neighborhood, without hope, without money, did not expect that a better life was in store for them. Harris Rosen devoted part of his fortune to change the fate of these poor people, and he took a lot of risks. At the beginning of this humanitarian initiative, he went alone to this dangerous neighborhood without protection. He spoke to the assembled residents and undertook to raise awareness. Rosen says that during a visit to an elementary school class, very few children had expressed the wish to go to university. A year later, he saw that all the children were aiming for university. Some time after speaking to the community, he returned to Tangelo Park with food, computer equipment, and school supplies. Rosen's program focuses on providing scholarships for high school graduates and helping preschool children. How did Rosen get the idea to help the community? In 1993, Tangelo Park was plagued by all kinds of scourges. Traffickers were spreading fear and committing many violent crimes. The local leaders, after trying in vain to purge the town of its evils, wanted to meet with Rosen to discuss a humanitarian aid plan that could save the community. That is how the Rosen program was born, and it has been successful, to say the least. Families have been relieved of all their burdens, the crime rate has dropped significantly, the number of graduates has multiplied. Security and prosperity now reign in this neighborhood. Rosen's program provides childcare and directs youth to universities by covering all their expenses. Without this help, many children would have grown up in a chaotic environment. Thanks to Rosen's funds, there was not even a need for salaries and materials. Volunteers freely gave their time and knowledge to improve the life of this community. Even more, Rosen financed all the actions undertaken, and before each decision, he always consulted with the community leaders with whom he collaborated. What exactly did the services of this program consist of? Rosen provided a pleasant preschool living environment for children under the age of 4. They were taught writing and math to prepare them for school. Also, it has organized positive parenting training courses, designed to support and raise awareness among parents about their children's education. Most importantly, Rosen provided all school, housing, and food costs for all secondary school graduates who were admitted to a university or vocational school. Quite simply, this program has brought the community together. It must be said that Rosen has spared no resources to improve the academic success of students since before he came, there were only 2 nurseries. But now there are 10. We have to admit that the effects are impressive. In the neighborhood elementary school, student grades have increased significantly. Indeed, young people have taken their future into their own hands and have become aware of the true values of life. Also, 100% of high school students have graduated and 77% of community college students are graduating. This is an excellent figure for a community whose socioeconomic level is not high. As a result, 83% of students complete their university education, and the schools are very involved in drug prevention. Another striking figure. Crime has fallen by more than 63%, and has been falling steadily in recent years. And the police are happy about that. The county sheriff acknowledged that Rosen has helped create a harmonious link between the authorities and the community. As a result, there are fewer car thefts, fewer burglaries, and fewer fights. Real estate values have also increased, there are more investors and jobs are much more stable. In an interview, Rosen says that one day, sitting in his office while his fourth hotel was under construction, an inner voice prompted him to do charity. He decided to create educational opportunities and facilitate schooling for young people. He realized that by offering early learning and free education, he would achieve miraculous results. So, he decided to take care of children from an early age. This thought grew in his mind for an hour, after which he took charge of everything. At the time, the Tangelo Park neighborhood in Central Florida had a high crime rate and school failure was an alarming phenomenon. This neighborhood was made up of a community of several thousand people, and despite this, the program was more easily implemented and the effects were obvious quickly. Philanthropist Rosen has donated his time and money. Not only did he offer the community prodigious sums of money, for example, in 2013, $10 million, but he was keen to support individual students. By attending graduation ceremonies, giving them good advice, and congratulating them one by one. Today, he spends barely $500,000 a year on Tangelo Park, much less than at the very beginning, because everything has improved and stabilized in this neighborhood. Now the children benefit from the solid and advantageous education system that Rosen has established. The parents have become better educators, and the students are for the most part the pride of their families and are totally fulfilled. The neighborhood is a great place to live now, with small businesses flourishing, safety everywhere, and many more shops, cafes, restaurants, and bars. And if you think Rosen is resting on his laurels, that's not the case at all. He continues his work and even wants to expand his projects elsewhere. Now 80 years old, Rosen wants to build a new hotel that would be the crowning achievement of his career. This hotel would be a kind of tribute to Florida where he spent the best years of his life. Harris Rosen has a deep attachment to the state, its history, its geography, and its people. To realize this last great project, he acquired a 100-hectare site. The flowers and trees on this land represent the natural beauty of Florida. It can be said that Harris Rosen was destined for great deeds, as good at getting rich as he was at helping people. From the age of 8, he sold caterpillars and worms to fishermen who didn't have time to find the bait. He had noticed their impatience and incomplete work. Rosen's independence and entrepreneurial spirit showed itself early on. Throughout his life, he never stopped confirming it. In Germany, Rosen started selling tulips, and this successful business enabled him to earn enough money to travel. But that's not all. He also made and sold solar reflectors in Spain. He managed to put admirable energy into everything he undertook, even before his hotel investment. His mother, originally from Eastern Europe, often told him, "I don't care what you are, just be the best." You can see who's obeyed his mother enough. After all his successes, he says he doesn't feel rich. Rosen has donated more than $22 million to the University of Florida to support the creation of a large-scale hotel management school and has raised funds to install water filtration in Haiti and ensure access to clean water for all Haitians. Also, Rosen has donated more than $3 million to create a campus for the Jewish community in the southwestern part of the city. With all this, it wouldn't be surprising that statues of him are being erected all over Florida. Unfortunately, fate is sometimes unfair. Florida has suffered a lot from the COVID-19 epidemic. "I never thought we'd face a situation like this," he recently told a business newspaper. The properties have been closed and Rosen is concerned that tourism will never return to what it once was. However, Rosen Hotels and Resorts has always handled natural disasters very well. When there were hurricane threats, residents felt safe in Rosen's hotels. It must also be said that the rates are low. The poor philanthropist has suffered greatly from this crisis, and for him, the closure of his establishments was a cruel misfortune and a very hard decision to make. Although he continues to help others as much as he can, he says he has not been able to get a single good night's sleep for the past 2 months. But there is still hope that things will work out for the best. Rosen Harris is a role model and an example to follow, and his admirable actions inspire many young people and make him loved by all. I hope you enjoyed the story of this generous grandfather. And if you were that rich, would you have done the same? Why? Leave us your answers in the comments. And see you soon for a new video.